Hi all, welcome back to the final whistle then. It's match preview time. Another match preview to get through. I mean, it's, 3-game week we've had to get through this week with having to play QPR, Sunderland, and now we've got another game in the weekend, which is Hull City. It's Leicester City, the league leaders, head to the MKM Stadium to take on playoff hopefuls Hull City, who were doing quite well under Liam Rosenior. I'm going to be joined by Ant from Hollenbach, who will be giving me an insight into the Tigers ahead of what to expect for Leicester City at the weekend. Guys, as always, remember to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. If you're new to the channel and you haven't subscribed already, please do so. Right, let's see who's in first. Callum's in as always. How are you, Callum? Week 37, mate, will either be pre-recorded today or we'll be live to it tomorrow. Hi, Jack. How are you? I'm all right. Thank you, Michael. Thanks for tuning in. Katie, how are you? Afternoon. My two favourite boys, aka Ant 2. Well, they're definitely 8-2 with me, Katie, so that makes 3 of us. No, joking. Right, let's get my guest in, Mr. Ant from Hollenbach. Ant, how are you, mate?
Now then, how are we doing?
I'm all right, fella. How are you?
Yeah, I'm not bad.
Excellent content on your channel, Jack. Appreciate that, mate. And plug your channel. Let everybody know what you do at Hollenbach. I mean, it's not an Only Fools and Horses segment, is it?
No, but the name's based on the Only Fools and Horses episode, so that's where the reference comes from. But no, it's a Hull City podcast. We try and do similar things to what Jack does on this channel, but obviously from our perspective, so we do tend to get opposition fans on it, all that kind of jazz. We're on YouTube and all your usual audio providers. So any likes, follows, subscribes, anything that you do towards our channel, massive thumbs up.
Appreciate that. Let's get to know the opposition, Ant. You take on Leicester City at the weekend. We'll talk about the game shortly. Let's get to know the opposition, though, firstly. Hull City, Liam Rosenior, key men, 2 fan. You've talked about Philogene as well, key players in your run. To the playoffs, obviously, 6th place in the Championship, 57 points. How has Hull transpired from when you've last played the Foxes? I mean, what's gone good for Hull since they've last played Leicester? It's been a few months.
Yeah, it has. That was a really unexpected win that we got back at your place. As the season started, we were probably happy to be, in the top 10, flirting with the playoffs kind of thing. But I think since the season started, we've not really dropped any lower than 8th. So we've just managed to keep ourselves in and around that playoff spot, and then all of a sudden in the last few weeks, even despite having quite a rough Christmas period where we had a lot of key injuries to players, and start of January we lost a couple of players back to being recalled from loan, like Scott Twine and Vinagre. So we had a very, very thin squad and not very many players to select whatsoever. The cup games came at a good time for us, the FA Cup, because it meant that we could kind of have a little bit of a break and get some players in. But we've had a fantastic January transfer window. And we've managed to sort of bring in some players of real quality that have won the league before. I mean, Cavalier and Seri have won the league with Fulham. I know we didn't bring Seri in January, but Cavalier was in the same side as Seri at Fulham when they won the league. And then you've got Zarori that won the league with Burnley last season, and an older Billy Sharp, who, just for more or less his guidance and his advice in that stage of the season. So, but no, we're looking good. We're 6 unbeaten at the minute, 1 loss in the last 8. It's going good. It's going very good. I mean, it's just, 10 games left, 10 huge games. I mean, within those 10 games, we've got yourselves to play. We've got Ipswich, we've got Leeds, we've got Coventry. So it's going to be a very, very tough end to the season. But if we can, finish in the top 6 with those kind of fixtures left, then you could argue we deserve it.
What has been the recipe for success then? Obviously, January, you brought in the likes of Carvalho and that. Obviously, Seri, you know, he was obviously on it. With the African Cup of Nations, wasn't he? I think you missed him quite dearly. You've obviously had him back in the last few games, which is a good thing in that midfield because he leads and really controls the dictate of the play and that. What has been the recipe of success under Liam Rosenior? I mean, how has he changed things from previous manager?
I mean, we were just chaotic under the last manager. Obviously, you guys were in the Premier last season, so you won't know much about it. But the season started. It's our first full season with the new owner, and you know he went a bit hands on deck with signings in summer, and it was sort of too many new players at once. A lot of players that were from overseas and didn't really understand the Championship a bit. We had a lot of injuries last season. I mean, we had literally nearly a full squad of players out at some point. We went playing with natural strikers for the last 4 months of the season because we didn't have any fit. But Rosenior came in, took over the worst defence in the league that it was last season, shipping goals left, right, and centre, 2-3-0 every game, and made us the 5th best defence in the league. So we went from the worst to the 5th best. He brings in a standard of play that if players fall below, then they won't be involved. It's simple as that. He has high standards. He demands a lot of the players. He demands that they work hard off the ball. That they control the ball and that they have desire and belief. And it's just sort of the fact he's taken us from 21st last season when he took over to where we are now in 6th with 10 games left. You know, it's testament to what he's done. His man management team's fantastic. He brings the best out of players like Connolly, who have maybe seen their careers start to head downwards, but he's rejuvenated careers like his. And yeah, it's really exciting time to be a Hull City fan. We're probably ahead of schedule in terms of where we want to be in terms of challenging for promotion, but whilst it's there and whilst we've got these fantastic players, let's just enjoy them while they're on the pitch.
Yeah, that shows real ambition, doesn't it, from the owner of how he wants to see the vision of Hull for the future. Obviously, Premier League football is where he'd like to get Hull City to. Pick up on Michael's comment and bit of a disappointment with a 1-1 draw with Birmingham. Obviously dominated the game. 1-1 draw at the end on Tuesday night. Your rivals didn't take advantage, did they? You're obviously still in the playoff push. Norwich obviously not winning yesterday at Middlesbrough. That must have felt quite bittersweet, wouldn't it? And with the result, it met that point, really a very crucial point with Norwich not picking up anything away at Borough behind you.
Yeah, I mean, I see it the other way, whereas because the sides around us didn't pick anything up, that it's a missed opportunity for us to pull further away. It was a really frustrating game. I've not seen us control a game like that since we dismantled Rotherham and Cardiff at home 4-1 and 3-0. We were utterly, from the first minute to the last minute, we were just, I mean, you wouldn't have been surprised at like 3 or 4-0 at half time. You really wouldn't have been. We're just wasteful. That's been our biggest Achilles heel this season, why we don't have more points on the board than we already do. Because we get into so many good opportunities. I mean, Fabio Carvalho should have had a first half hat-trick against Birmingham and he just ballooned them over the bar. It's like he has trampoline boots on against Birmingham. But, I mean, it's one of those games. You don't take your chances and then the other side gets one chance. They take it. And, 1-1 at the end of the day, at least we didn't lose. My mantra at the minute is if we're not going to win these games, then don't lose them. And we're not doing that at the minute, so that's okay. Like I say, 6 unbeaten, a little bit of a missed opportunity to pull further away into the top 6 and put a bit of a comfort gap between us and Norwich or Preston behind. But like you say, we're still in there, and with 10 games left, it's a fantastic position to be in. So we're still optimistic.
Yeah, Kaysen says I'm surprised on the 1-1 result for Hull. Could have won that one. What do you realistically want by the end of the season? What's in Hull City's fans' minds? Where would they realistically see themselves at the end of the season? I mean, you can't write yourselves off if you do make the playoffs. I mean, you've got a good chance of making Premier League football for next season for sure.
Yeah, I don't know if our top 6, I think before January, I think we'd have been happy with top half or top 10. We just wanted to see obviously progression on last season and then have a foundation to build for the playoffs next season. But obviously the end of December, even despite having quite a poor run, like I said, with injuries and everything, we still found ourselves like in the top 7, top 6 kind of thing all the time, and keeping ourselves in the mix, just picking up points here and there. So it's kind of changed, I think, where the owners, said to the manager, look, you're still in a really good position. Do you want me to back you and go for it this year? And I think Rosenior's turned around and gone, yeah, absolutely, go for it then. So we brought in all these players, and just decided to do a bit of a Hail Mary for the top six. So I think at the minute, and especially when you look at the quality of play, I mean, the attacking talent we've got, you have to be saying top six now has to be the absolute aim. But it's all about consistency and keeping our best players fit.
Yeah, Michael says Hull will also have a say in regards to the teams who are trying for the automatic promotion push. Obviously, you are due to play Leeds and Leicester. Hull have recently beaten Southampton away. You have to play Leicester and Ipswich at home, Leeds away. It's a crazy one, isn't it? And I mean, their teams, who are doing well at the moment. Ipswich are on a good run. Leicester are top of the table. Leeds are fighting up for promotion as well. They're the sort of side you like to test yourselves against, isn't it? This season, see how far you've come as a team this season, to see how you can get points and how you do play against them sort of sides.
They're the sides that we prefer to play because we. As a team, we struggle. So why we struggle against Birmingham and why we struggle against Rotherham and only just got that win away, why we had to score in the last minute to beat Huddersfield. When teams sit back against us, they really make it hard for us. Like, teams will just sit deep in their own half, suffocate the space into the middle because we want to play possession-based football, put the ball through Seri Morton in the middle with the string pullers, and try and get the ball into wide areas and stretch the teams and get in behind. When a team comes on to us, like a Southampton or a Leicester, they come into us, they leave spaces in behind, which is exactly what we want them to do. When we play the sides at the bottom, they sit back and don't let us have that space, and we struggle to break teams down. So I would much rather have, for the final 10 games of the season, to have the top 10 still to play than the bottom 10, because we would actually play better and have more chance of winning the games. Southampton, prime example away, right? That first 45 minutes was some of the best football I think I've seen us play in my time as a Hull City fan. And that's even including the Premier League stint. We absolutely dominated that game. Didn't let them have a breath. Was so dangerous on the counter-attack, really utilised the space effectively and created so many chances. But like I say, then you go to Birmingham at home, who just wanted to restrict the space, frustrated us. And I think that frustration is what leads to the snatching at chances, which is why we don't tend to kill teams off. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the Leicester game, because Leicester, they've got to start winning games because they've got Leeds and Ipswich and Southampton breathing down their neck. So you guys are going to come at us. You're going to have to play. It's going to be a good game. There's going to be a lot of space. It's going to be exciting, hopefully end to end. Obviously with us winning as well.
No, you're probably just under pressure, aren't just sitting there. We're 2 days away from the game, and I'm already under pressure just listening to you saying that. And who's been your key players this season, mate? Apart from Philogene and Tufan and that. Casey talks about Jacob Greaves. How key has he been at the back for Hull City this season?
He's brilliant, Jack. He's a local lad. He's from Hull. He's come up through the academy. His dad used to play for us. He's a ball playing centre half. He could play. He's that good with the ball at his feet that he could play midfield, and you wouldn't even bat an eye. For a big lad, he's quite pacey. He makes storming runs up the pitch. He's got goals in his game as well. He's absolutely fantastic, and he's genuinely one of the players that, if we don't go up this season, he'll be in the Premier League regardless. He's going to the Prem with us, or he'll be at a Premier League side because they'll buy him in summer. He is an England international in the waiting. He's statistically the best performing centre half in the league this year, according to various different stat websites, not just one. So yeah, he's been absolutely key, and I think he's a really important cog of the style of play that Rosenior wants to play in terms of playing out from the back, because him and Alfie Jones are so comfortable at doing that. Then that's the basis of how we want to play. But Jacob Greaves has been absolutely fantastic. Tyler Morton as well. He's been great since coming in on loan. Cavallo in January scored 3 goals already from the number 10 position. Probably should have about 10, I might add, but he's on the 3. And the new Turkish lad Omer, he looks a real find. Like, nobody knows anything about him. Not even we knew anything about him. The fans of the club that he played for in Turkey dubbed him the Turkish Messi. Everyone dubs their best player whatever Messi, don't they? Let's be honest. So you're a bit skeptical when he first comes, but no, he works hard, tracks back, defends. His delivery is insane, and I think he got a 8.5 match rating on his first start, which was against Birmingham. He was really good. He was a large part of what we did well in the first half. So yeah, we're looking exciting. But like you say, Philogene the key man. He's just he's magic, absolutely magic. He's a nightmare for defenders because he goes either way. He's happy on his left, he's happy on his right. His first thought is, I'm going to run at you and I'm going to take you on. And as soon as he gets the ball, the stadium stands up because that's just the kind of player he is. He's a game winner and probably one of the most technically gifted footballers I think I've ever seen in our share. He's absolutely fantastic. Another one who, if we don't go up, he'll be in the Premier League next season anyway. So, yeah.
Yeah, agreed. It seems why Aston Villa are quite keen, obviously, weren't they, rumoured to wanting him back and that.
The buyback clause doesn't activate.
They know how good he is.
Yeah, I mean, they had him, and he was playing really, really well for them in their first team in pre-season. And a lot of their fans were saying, look, this Philogene lad's amazing. We need to be playing him this year. I want him to have a part in the first team. And the manager was saying all good stuff about him and everything like that. And then our owner comes on record saying we're going to sign one of the best young English talents in the country, blah, 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 mystery winger, left it mystery for ages. Came out with Philogene basically on the week that he was going to sign. They left it till the last minute. We sign him, bring him in. But Villa have got a buyback clause. But that buyback clause doesn't activate unless we get promoted. So Villa can't buy him back for £15 million as long as we're a championship team. So if we don't go up, it means it's good news for us because Philogene is either going to go for an absurd amount of money to somebody in the Premier League or we're going to keep him. So we're a win-win. So it's fine. That's why, I think they went a bit overboard with some of the signings this year because if we don't go up, we've got that safety net of Jacob Greaves and Philogene, which I think combined could easily bring us in 50 mil plus together.
Yeah. What's been your thoughts on Leicester since you've last played the Foxes? Still top of the league, aren't they? Still pushing on for that promotion push. Squeaky bum time is what it is for us at the minute, regarding with Ipswich breathing down our necks with 3 points behind. One win in the last 4 in the league, beating obviously Sunderland on Tuesday night, 1-0. What's been your thoughts on Leicester? And do you think Leicester can go and win the title, or do you think it'd be quite close now?
If you'd have asked me a month ago, I'd have said you're absolutely fantastic, running away with the league, doing what you should be doing. But now you've asked me at this moment in time, it just seems like you're having a bit of a wobble. I don't know if it's, I mean, from an outside perspective, obviously I don't watch you week in, week out. I'm not quite sure what I could put my finger on as to the reason why. But it just seems like your players are maybe feeling a bit of the pressure, maybe, because the sides behind you. I mean, let's be honest, the top 4 is just so ridiculous this season, in the sense that all 4 of them are so clear of the rest of the league that at some point there does have to be a bit of pressure, because you're thinking, Leicester are having a fantastic season. They're winning pretty much every week. You're, 10, 12 points clear at some point, something like that. And, pretty much coasting, thinking, this is brilliant. And then you get frustrated because you look behind and the sides behind you are winning the same amount of games as you and sort of keeping up with you. And you're just thinking, oh, my God. So I think the Leicester players are maybe just sort of feeling the heat a bit. I mean, I watched your game against Leeds and I thought you were absolutely fantastic for 70, 75 minutes. Just wasteful. It reminded me, it was like watching us, to be fair. That's pretty much the standard Hull City game at the minute, is we dominate the vast majority of the game, but miss, very simple chances, and then the other side gets back into it with a cheap goal, and then it changes. So no, I think it's probably going to be a bit of it's going to test Enzo now as a manager, really, because now this is probably his most difficult point of his career managing Leicester so far. He's got to try and navigate and keep his players, calm and composed and level-headed, because you're in real danger of going from absolute title dead certs to you could be finishing in the playoffs, Jack. It's 2 or 3 bad results now, and it could look very different.
Yeah, we can't afford any more slip-ups, to be honest. I think we're a side who's had plenty of chances in games, We've had plenty of shots. We've dominated on shots and that. We just haven't scored enough goals. We just haven't had enough on target, to be honest. The Leeds game, dominated that for 80 minutes. I thought we played really well. It's another game where we haven't took our chances and, we've got punished. It's frustrating, isn't it? Enzo's the man now who's got to, like I say, keep his team calm, get us over the line, get us back to the Premier League. Ryan obviously talks about the points deduction situation next season. That's if we go up. That's if we go up to the Premier League. I know all that stuff come out yesterday about profit and sustainability and all that, which was quite a lot to read, to be honest. yeah, it's just about getting my head around all that sort of thing. But
Football finance is complicated at the best of times, to be fair.
Yeah, it is. We don't understand that sort of thing. You just leave it to the professionals. Don't worry about it. Let's go on to the game, man. Leicester taking on Hull City. The Foxes travel to East Yorkshire. Looking for to get another win under the belts. I think 3 points is crucial for us in this game. I think that this one is a game which is going to be tough. Hull will make it tough for us. Hull seem to play well against the top 10. They seem to be well adapted under Liam Rosenior, a side who are not going to make it easy for us on Saturday afternoon, but we've got to go there, play our game, and really go and give it our all and take our chances, which is the main thing. So I think we've got to score a few goals on Saturday, to be honest. It's another big game for us. It's been a big week for us with beating Sunderland and that. We're just got to go back it up at the MKM. What's your thoughts on the game itself from a whole perspective?
I think we're looking forward to it. I think the fact that we came away from the Birmingham game so frustrated is probably more of it's like a blessing in disguise, really, because the standards that Rosenior sets and expects the players to meet, he was so livid. I mean, everything was perfect in that performance. Defense was fine, the midfield was fine, the build-up play was amazing. Just in the final third, it's like our attackers' brains just turned to mush in front of goal. We 1-0 up at half-time. The players went in, and Rosenior said in his post-match interview that his half-time team talk, he was furious. Which, if you're winning 1-0, that sounds quite bizarre, but it's because, like he said, we should have been coming in clear as day ahead of them. 2 or 3 goals up, being quite content and comfortable, and instead they were still only a goal behind and still in the game, which eventually led to them getting a point. And you can kind of get that. And it was the first time, I think, all season that I've listened to Rosenior's interview and actually hear genuine anger. He was so frustrated with the players and their inability to put the ball in the back of the net in the game that eventually cost us. So I think this game, he's going to have the proverbial rocket up the backsides. And like I say, Leicester are going to have to come and attack because they need to win games. So I'm expecting a very entertaining game and the players to have been refocused because of a rather angry Liam Rosenior.
Yeah, I think this one, to be honest, will be a battling game between the two sides, especially with that midfield. I mean, Ndidi's back in the team now, so I think he'll play at the weekend. We've got to defend well against Hull. Obviously, looking at them against Southampton, they looked outstanding, didn't they? You've got to kind of like keep them key men out of the game, like your Philogines and that, who can really change a game for Hull. We need 3 points for this game. We do. This game's a tough game, a real tough game, to be honest. Hull are on form. Leicester, they want to carry on with this promotion push. So, we've got to go into it real positively. We've got to get the team ready for the weekend and really push on in these next 10 games, because these 10 games are the cup finals, aren't they? Which is good for us, to be honest. It gives us that ask Anne where Hull might finish this season. Anne, that one?
Ask me again after Saturday. At this moment in time, I can't see why we don't hold on to 6th. I feel like West Brom are effective enough in terms of defence, especially. I think they've got the best defence in the league. That they might just have too much for us to nick 5th. But I'm looking at Coventry, I'm looking at Preston, the Norwich, the team's chasing, and I just think we've got more. And like I say, with the teams we've got left to play, it's going to be tough. But there are games that we would enjoy playing in because they'll be more open, and that's where we thrive. So, to me, I think that this is an opportunity, like Rosenior has mentioned in the radio interviews, that we've got a real chance to do something special this year. Ahead of schedule, got the fans believing again. We've got the fans back in the stadium. The match day experience is amazing. Phenomenal players on the pitch. We've just got to ride the momentum and just hope that that belief and togetherness in the club entirely will sort of just carry us to the top 6. So yeah, I'm going to say 6th.
Michael, I believe if we get promoted to the Premier League, then we could face a points deduction in the Premier League to start off next season. So I think that's how it is. I don't really understand what it is, to be honest. But yeah, we're not going to get into finances. That we're here to talk about a game. We're not here to talk about financial side of football and that, because it'd give me a headache, to be honest, focusing on all that. Let's have a look at the head-to-head. 6th versus 1st, 36 played, 16 to 26, 9 to 3, 11 to 7 in the losses. Championship head-to-head at the MKM. Played 6, won 2, 2 each, 2 draws. Yeah, we're just going to want to change that then at the weekend. Will it be another draw? Will it be the 3rd draw in the championship at the MKM?
I think we've actually got. I think our record's actually better at your ground. I think we're a bit of a bogey team for you at your stadium.
Yeah, we're not going to get into none of that Robert Corrin business, but yeah, swiftly moving on.
that was at our ground.
Last time out, the 1-0 win. Another game, and well, I'm going to mention it. Another game of missed chances for Leicester. Hull took their chance, didn't they? Even though it was a deflection off Vestergaard, all the goals count, you know. Hull did pick up 3 big points against the Foxes. Another game of missed chances for Leicester. I think we can get Vardy, Cassidy, and that didn't take the chances in the game. Big chances missed, and I think that was the one where Enzo said, "It's real life, not PlayStation." That's exactly what the comments he did come out with after that game. What do you take from that game? Obviously, Liam Delap is obviously out to the end of the season, isn't he? What do you take
next
from
few
that?
weeks? I think, yeah.
Yeah, what do you take from that win over Leicester back when you played us last time, going into this one?
It was a massive, massive win. Like I said, at that point of the season, we were just content with top 10, something like that. You know, being in the question for the playoffs, but perhaps not expecting to be actually in them. We'd had a semi-decent start to the season. We were struggling to turn draws into wins at home, but we were starting to show that we were a better side away, which has sort of remained throughout the entire year, to be fair. And Leicester had won every single game, I think, in all competitions up to that point. So we went there expecting to lose. We'd have been fine with that, and we'd have moved on quite happily because, you know, the worth of Leicester's squad is just amazing. And, you know, you go there expecting to lose, as most teams would, but somehow we come away with a clean sheet and a win. So I think that kind of laid down a bit of a marker as to what we could do this year, and maybe alerted the rest of the league that we meant business this year. So I think that was probably a massive game in putting some belief in the players that we had, and Rosenior probably used that as a means to remind players game after game that, look, if you can beat these guys, then you can beat anybody in this league, because let's be honest, they're probably going to win the title. So yeah, no, it was a massive game, massive win. Very unexpected, but we'll take it.
Yes, like you should. You know, every team's come to us this season and said, "Oh, you're going to beat us. You're going to do this." You know, you've really stormed the league and that. But yeah, you're not. It's that sort. It's not things you want to hear, is it, from opposition fans, that you're going to batter them or this, that, and the other. You know, because in Leicester's mind this season, I think we've only gone and battered Stoke really in the away game. I think we battered Southampton as well at their place. We've not really, like I say, battered any team really in the league. We have won games like everybody else, but let's have a look at the last 5 results at the MKM. I don't know if you can see it on my screen. There it is.
Yeah.
Last 5 results then at the MKM, 2-1, 2016. I believe that when Robert Snodgrass scored for you. I believe that's when you had Phelan in charge.
It was the double bicycle kick opening day of the season after you'd won the league.
It was 1-0 Leicester 2014. Riyad Mahrez with a goal. 0-0 2012 in the Championship. 2-1 Hull 2011.
That was the Corrin day.
Yeah, celebrate it as you go on, Ant. 1-0 Leicester 2011, January. Last time we visited you in the Championship then, a 0-0 draw.
It might be the same on Saturday. To be fair,
I
with
tell
the
you
way
what,
it's going.
there's going to be plenty of shots between both of the sides. Both sides won't want to make a mistake at the weekend. Both sides will obviously look for the win. Both sides quality in the squad who they can really use to their advantage, and it's two sides who can really go at it the weekend. And it's a game where Leicester have got to go and take the chances, to be honest, and pick up them points. But we've got to go and earn it, haven't we, at the weekend? Hull ain't going to lie over for us and just hand us 3 points. We've got to go
No,
and work
I
for it,
think I
which is the main
genuinely
thing.
think, and Rosenior has echoed this in one of his interviews, that there's not been a single game this season that we've lost, won or drawn that we haven't at least matched the team we've played. The only one game where we were beaten comfortably and could have no complaints was Ipswich away. That's the only time that we were comfortably beaten. Every other team in the league will tell you that we're a hard team to beat, and that's the good thing, because it means that we're not going to give Leicester an easy afternoon. And I think the first goal personally is going to be really, really important, because I feel like your heads go down, especially if we score first. The mentality of the Leicester players, and if they start, the fans start filtering through that Leeds are winning or somebody like that, it could change the mentality and the focus. So I'm hoping that we get a nice early goal so we have something to hold on to, because if the game goes on at 0-0, it'll just be nervy ending, and I don't know if I can deal with it.
Yeah, Leicester have got to go and show real grit about themselves at the weekend. Obviously, Leeds play first, don't they, on Friday? Ipswich play at 12:30. Leicester and Southampton play at 3 o'clock. So they'll they'll know the results from the two games, but that's how much of a key game it's going to be in it, with obviously what happens in the other two games as well. Team selection, Anne. What is your team selection for this one? I mean, what's the formation? How do you think you'll line up for this one?
Yeah, so I think he'll play the same side he started against Birmingham, because it was such a good first half. So we would have Allsop in goal. It'd be Louis Coyle, Alfie Jones, Jacob Greaves, Ryan Giles as the back four. Then we'd have Seri and Morton sort of in that sitting roaming playmaker role in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
And then the attacking three behind the striker would be obviously Philogene, Omer, and Carvalho, and then Tufan sort of as a false nine striker.
Leicester's 11. I think we'll make changes from the Sunderland game. I think Justin will start with Chowdhury, Fass. I think Vestergaard's going to be back in the team. I'd start Connor Cody, to be honest. I think Connor Cody, he's a leader. I think we need the leader in the team. I think I'd give Connor Cody a chance, if I'm honest, at the back. But it depends who you want to play. Is it either Vestergaard or Fass you take out, I think Harry Winks will play, Dewsbury Hall. I'd like to see Ndidi back in there starting. I think Fatawu and Mavadidi will start. I'm going to go Jamie Vardy. Jamie Vardy against Hull. Score prediction, Ant. Which way are you going with?
You don't know. I feel like the most realistic outcome is a draw. But I just feel like with a bit of the pressure on Leicester, I feel like we can turn it to our advantage. I'm gonna go about outlandish, I'm gonna say I think we'll win 2-1. Yeah. I was gonna say 1-1, but now I'm feeling optimistic, Jack. I'm going for it.
I'm gonna go 2-1. I'm gonna go 2-1 the other way. I'm gonna go 2-1 Leicester. Philogene will score for Hull. And for Leicester, I'm gonna go Vardy and I'll tell you what, I'm going to go Dewsbury Hall, I think Kiernan will do well in this game, to be honest. 2-1. And thanks for coming on. Before I let you plug your channel, Hull won the EFL's best scran last year, didn't they? The award.
They got it was voted for by the fans.
Leicester fans that are travelling to the game, let everybody know what you can expect from Hull City scran at the MKM.
It's honestly, like, if you were planning on taking your missus out to a real fancy restaurant to have a meal, or something like your mum for Mother's Day, you could go to the City game and have the food there, and they wouldn't even complain about it. It's amazing, honestly. It's the street food, the options that they've got. It's consistently good as well. I mean, like it got voted for by all the fans, so the away fans and everyone that's been to the stadium and had the meals as well. They voted for it. So
what have they got on offer?
What have they got on offer? What haven't they got on offer? I mean, you saw the menu the other day, didn't you? What was it? It's katsu chicken. You've got pulled pork burgers, pulled pork and fries, loaded fries. It's just basically all the street food that you can think of that you would usually see in a place. They do it on the concourse and they're changing it. They do have I don't know if the toffee apple crumble is still available, but it was there. It might still be there, I think. I'd like to say it is.
I believe you got toad in the hole as well, haven't you?
As well. You got what?
Toad in the hole.
Toad in the hole now as well. Yeah, that's mad. Like a football game, that's just obscene, isn't it? But it's there and it's nice. Apparently, I've not tried it, but my uncle did, and he said it was good. So, yeah, I mean, if you're a traveling Leicester fan, then I wouldn't have tea before you go. Or don't have anything when you get there. Wait till you get into the ground because it's worth it.
Yeah, fair enough. And plug your channel, mate. Let everybody know what you do at Hull and Back for people who's not joined, who's rewatching this or have just joined.
Yeah, so it's basically similar to this setup. It's a podcast. It's me and a couple of other City fans. We just chat about City. It's been quite positive this season for a change. It was quite negative for the majority of last season and just moaning about us losing all the time. But this year it's been very good. We do weekly episodes. This week's been a bit of an outmare for availability. So we've not actually done our main episode yet, so I'm seeing if we can cram it in tonight. But yeah, we do opposition previews. We talk about the game we've just done. We preview the game that's about to come. So it's always worth a listen if you're an opposition fan, even if it's just for those 2 episodes. And any sort of support, like shares, subscriptions, anything like that, we always massively appreciate.
Yeah, fair enough. And thanks for coming on, pal. I wish you all the best after the weekend, pal, to be honest.
Yes, no worries. I'll see you on Saturday.
All the best. Catch you soon.
See you.
That was Ant from Hull and Back, giving us the lowdown on the opposition. Guys, if you've enjoyed this stream, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. If you're new to the channel and you haven't subscribed already, please do so. It helps out massively. We're on the road to 4K now, so yeah, big help if we can push the numbers up. Jack, are you worried that Manchester City might get... yeah, I think I don't know. I'm not getting into none of it, to be honest. But what is coming up on the final whistle? So the championship predictions will be on the channel very soon. Week 37, we will go through all the games for the weekend and predict each one. Match day vlog. I'll be at Hull on Saturday. Come and see me. Come and say hello as we play Hull at the MKM and look for 3 crucial points in a big game for the Foxes. It's a very crucial game up the city. Jack, who recommended you to go to on your match day vlogs when you try different fast foods? Love the content channel. Big up the comment, to be honest. I really appreciate the support. We just look in prior to the week of the game of different places, and then we see like what opposition fans they recommend us as well to go. So yes, it's sometimes a highly recommended places which we like to go and try and yeah, it's good. Yeah, match day vlog will be out Saturday. Like I say, up the Foxes Terrier. See you Saturday, mate. And that is it from me then. Take care, everyone. Have a good rest of the evening and keep it here at the final whistle. Have a great rest of the evening. And come on the Foxes. Hi all, thank you for watching the final whistle. If you enjoy all our content, please remember to smash a like, share and subscribe to the channel.